It looks like Shut up. What up, Vital MTBers? If you're a fan of Santa Cruz bikes, but you're also a fan of dual 27.5 front and rear, might be a hard day for you. This is the new Santa Cruz 5010. They're fun, playful, VPP full suspension trail bike. Today, let's walk through what makes this one different than this one, and you can decide if this might be a bike for you. With the Gen 5 5010, travel remains the same, 130 out back, 140 out front. But the big obvious difference is the MX setup. That's 29 front, 27.5 rear. You, me, the rest of the internet, we call it mullet. Santa Cruz calls it MX. Over the years at Vital, we have played with mulleting our own 5010s. And while they were fun, they just felt off. They felt weird. It wasn't quite right because they weren't purpose built. Well, that's changed. Not too surprising based on the Santa Cruz bikes we've seen released this year. There is the glove box internal frame storage. It includes a tool wallet and a tube purse to keep everything quiet, tidy. There's a sag window. And guess what? 2 alloy options of the 5010 this year. The geometry has been tweaked, the suspension platform has been tweaked. So let's touch on those differences between the V4 and the V5 5010. All these settings are for size medium with the flip chip in the low position. The reach was 447 on the old, now it's 456 for an additional 9 millimeters. Stack went from 606 to 624 mils, that's plus 18. Head angle went from 65.4 and is now half a degree slacker at 64.9. Chainstay or rear center, that's 427 on the old. It's added 7 millimeters to 434 for the V5. Bottom bracket height remains exactly the same at 334 mils. The effective seat tube angle went from 77 to 77.1. Seat angle varies slightly by size, however, so check that geo chart if you're looking for something different than a medium. What I want to know is what's the actual seat angle difference, if any? It looks like Shut up. All right, so actual seat angle looks like it went from 68 degrees to 70. So that will have an impact. If you have to raise or lower your seat, that will impact effective seat angle, so good to know. If you're curious, our V4 as it sits with a fairly similar build to the V5 we have here was just 2 ounces lighter, both right over the 30-pound mark with pedals. Is this the first time Santa Cruz included an anti-squat chart in their launch materials? Well, they did, with peak anti-squat numbers at 16% lower than the V4, which in theory, they're claiming makes the bike more sensitive and better tracking with less pedal kickback. The leverage curve is straight and very progressive. On a play bike like this, you know you're gonna take it to the bike park, there's gonna be some abuse, you're gonna try to get your loose dog on, and that bottom out resistance, it was intentional and it's welcomed. Onto the build kits. Yep, alloy is an option on 2 low spec builds and there are 6 carbon options available. The kits and spec, what we'd expect out of Santa Cruz, and prices are TBD at this point. If history tells us anything, it's that they won't be the least expensive bikes out there, but Santa Cruz frames have a lifetime warranty, they have free lifetime pivot bearing replacement, and they're making it clear that parts are easy to find through their dealers or service network. So that's up to you. You can decide if that peace of mind is worth the Santa Cruz price tag. The geo updates are noticeable on the trail as the bike feels a bit more modern. What we liked most, which is most likely a combo of the longer reach and the lengthened chain stays, was prowess on technical climbs, especially the steeper ones. When things got steep, the previous V10 was prone to get light, requiring weight shifting forward, so the V5 is nicely improved here. At speed, the stability is noticeable thanks to the extra length and the big front wheel up front. The V4 had a 140 mil fork and a 27.5-inch wheel. And now with a 140 mil fork and a 29-inch wheel, bigger holes and hits can be attacked with a lot more confidence. Depending on your riding style and terrain, you may be sad that the 27.5 up front is gone. We suppose you could slap a 160 27.5 fork and wheel up front, but keep in mind this bike was designed around that 29-inch wheel. The SRAM G2 brakes weren't our favorite. The stock bleed left a lot of lever throw, even with the contact adjusters maxed out. And for how fast this bike can go, there just wasn't a lot of power there. Even with that big wheel, the playfulness and agility is still ever present. Feels very much like a 5010, and Santa Cruz's take on their long-running trail bike feels like a win this time around. Again, you're gonna have to decide if the price of admission is worth it, but the details on the new 5010 are refined and the riding experience is hard to beat. See if I can do this before getting wet. Thanks for tuning in. If you have any questions, comments, let us know. We'll do our best to answer them. Hit up vitalmtb.com to become a part of the Vital community. And we'll see you on the trails. I'm out of here. Look out.